to quickly say hello to Stone Gamer. Yes, you and I stand together, my friend. It is just the two of us currently right now. It was kind of a busy morning for me here at Potsquatch Growers, working on getting a bunch of stuff taken care of for the launch of all the new products that will be going onto the website there. So at the end of the day, I didn't have time to pre-program the show in, and I didn't have time to sort of set that up, sadly. But, you know, hey, it is what it is. And here we are, rocking and rolling, my friends. Welcome to the show. Things are going well. So Stone's Gamer, it's just you and me right now. So how you doing, my friend? How you doing today? I hope you're doing well. I hope it's not too bright on your end there. It's kind of bright on my end, but it shouldn't be too bad. We'll see if we can keep reading it there. I hope it's looking all right on your end, though. As you can tell, my friend, you know, the plant is transplanted. I mean, it took me a little bit later than I wanted it to yesterday. You know, I was kind of hoping in that video to kind of do some topping and some other stuff, but really at the end of the day, I didn't finish sort of getting things in here sort of set up and ready until about midnight. So I'm like, well, you know, maybe we'll wait. Maybe we'll wait and do that tomorrow. Give them a day or so to, you know, come back to themselves before we go monkeying about with them and stuff. So here, let's say hi to everybody. Hey, there you go, Stone Gamer, rock and roll. And hello to Happy Dude Grows. Hello, Miss K's Garden. How you doing? All right. What's happening to something else? What's up, buddy? How you doing something else? I hope you're doing well. What's up, CSLRC Lauren? Good to see you. What's up, Kazoo Al? Good to see you. What's up, Eugene Dolan? All right. It's nice to be back, sitting in a lab, you know, talking to everybody, doing the live stream show. You know, we are endeavoring to try to control these plants this time a little bit more. Trying to keep them a little smaller this time. For those of you who remember watching the last run, a part of why it got so big and over the top, was we were battling those thrips, you know what I'm saying? We were battling those thrips and trying to get on top of those crazy motherfuckers. Those motherfuckers were making our day shitty. And, you know, so we had to, you know, put off the flowering that time. So simply put, my plan on these little babies here is I'm probably only going to veg them for a week. I'm gonna do some topping today. Hell, I might even do some topping while we're doing the show today. And, yeah, we're going to do a top and allow this to branch out, and hopefully, luckily, with a bit of training and a little attention to detail, we'll keep them fairly squat still. In a perfect world, I'm going to endeavor to have these not get to a point where I have to pull the tables out. I still have a fair amount of give in terms of being able to raise these lights up if I need to. We do have all of our side lighting systems if we need them, so we'll be able to do that. It's still a little cramped in here with these tables, but hey, it works, you know what I'm saying? All right, 1 second here. Who have I missed? I am doing well, Van Island Beauty. I hope you're well as well, my friend. Kazoo Al, nice. Just trying to plant it into 5 gallons. We're going on smaller pots on this one. We're making an endeavor to try to control the room a little bit better. One of the things we're working in terms of this grow space in here is the ceilings are quite short. I'm 6'1". We might have like 6'2" to 6'3" worth of clearance. That's it in terms of the space in here. So we're working with what we got. I wanted to have them raised up off the floor as well. It makes working on them a little bit easier. With the 3 tables and the way we've set up the room, we will be able to like sort of shift a table over, get in there, shift a table back. You know, back in the day when we used to run big grows, you know, we would build kind of floating tables that would have locking wheels. That way we could kind of play Tetris a bit in terms of our growth space, you know what I'm saying? And moving shit around and working on it, you know. So that's kind of what we're playing with, the basic concept on this one. You know, it's clean enough in here, Just to Face 420. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a lot of dirt on the floor. There's a few leaves that I pruned off while I was doing transplanting yesterday. So, you know, I'm gonna come through after the show and I'm gonna do a bunch of cleaning. Another thing that we gotta do is, as I've shared in previous shows, the heat builds up so intensely down here that, you know, we gotta get the AC installed. I don't want to leave the AC sort of sitting on like the little stool that it was. So I'm going to endeavor to actually build a shelf, like an anchored shelf over there that we can raise up the AC and maybe run it kind of in the corner of the room, kind of over there. So if you see there, we're going to kind of build it up there, build an anchored shelf, and then we'll vent the AC out through our handy dandy window covering there. We'll pull obviously the Budweiser box off. That's just been to kind of keep the hole sealed to the outside. But, hell, for like basically 2.5 weeks since planting those sprouts, it might be like 2.5 weeks and like half a day now, we have some great development. Here, I'll pull the phone out for a second here. And 1 second here. Well, let's say hi to everyone we may have missed already here. What's up, Dad? How you doing? Good to see you, Dad. Welcome to the show. What's up, Tommy D? What's up, Blasted Puffin? All right. 1 second here. I am doing well. I hope you're all doing well, too. Thank you so much. What's up, Boston Buzz? Good to see you, baby. Welcome to the show. All right. 1 second here. What's up, Tim Shortridge? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. What's up, Roman Reckless? Good to see you. What's up, Robert Brisbois? Good to see you. And also, too, Robert, I loved seeing your pictures that you shared in the Facebook group. Wow, looking really good. Really successful run. I loved the look of the dark plasma that you grew recently. That looked very nice. For those of you who are new to our community, we do have a Facebook group. So if you'd like to join us on Facebook, if you're on the Facebook, you're more than welcome. Join the Potsquatch Growers community on Facebook, okay? And remember, answer the questions. Answer the bloody questions, because the bloody questions, my friends, are in fact a liability. So to keep the community safe, we need you to answer those questions. It just makes our lives a hell of a lot easier for moderation of the community as well. Miss K's Garden, if you're battling fungus gnats, they are annoying, as many know who've watched my older videos from years gone by. I hate fungus gnats myself. Get yourself some beneficial nematodes if you get your hands on them. They will literally eradicate even a horrible infestation. Obviously go a little heavy-handed in terms of your application if you're dealing with an infestation. But it will eradicate that in just a matter of days. Whoopsie, there we go. 1 second. Yeah, I'm just playing catch up. Oh, well, if you're talking about the thrips that I had, they came in off clones off of someone. We got clones that came with thrips and aphids, which was our genetic that was backed up by someone, and, well, their grow room is obviously not that clean. That's why we euthanized everything, and we are good. Oh, yeah, we stirred up the internet and, had some ignoramuses like the little dinkle nuts, and we all know who I mean, pretending they know what they're talking about. And, and any true grower will tell you, sometimes you just got clean house, baby, and you start over. Anyway, 1 second here. I'm just playing catch up now. It's all about repurposing things, right? It's all about recycling something else. Hey, Jeremiah Sanchez, all right. I hope you're doing okay with the COVID, man. I hope you're having, like, mild symptoms, not the heavy-duty ones. Cody Monco, I hope your COVID symptoms are also mild and not kicking your ass. What's up, Eddie Evans? I'm doing well. How you doing? Hey, Casey Denton, don't even worry about it. You all good, baby. Welcome to the show. We're only about 8 or 9 minutes in, so. What's up, Indie Monsters 420? I'm just chilling. How you doing, my friend? Stone Gamer, if I saved up my cans for a year, I could return them and buy a boat. 1 second here, everybody. I'm just playing catch up. I'm almost there, I think. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Almost there. Bear with me. All right. I mean, Tim Shortridge, at the end of the day, recycling cocoa coir is actually probably one of the easier things to recycle. Cocoa does not come with any real inherent nutrition or anything to it. It's basically a soilless substrate we can use as a grow medium, right? So at the end of the day, as long as it's clean, I would probably clean it, maybe pour some boiling water on it, give it a little bakeroonie before you use it again, just to be safe. But if you want to repurpose it, I'd say that'd be totally fine given the nature of what it is. Yeah. Oh, shit. Greg's here. What's up, Greg? How you doing, Greg? Welcome to the show, Greg. All right. Damien Wiggle says, how's it going today, bud? I'm doing pretty well, my friend. How you doing? Oh, nice. From Southern Ontario, Canada. I'm from Southwestern Ontario. I was born in Burlington. I grew up in London. Not necessarily a fan of Ontario, but hey, I'm from there. I'm allowed to say that. But yeah, no, I was born in Burlington, my friend. I come from Southwestern Ontario. Mrs. Potsquatch comes from Napanee. Also, by the way, I hope that helps Tim Shortridge in terms of my humble 2 cents on that. Cody, I'm glad your symptoms are mild, my friend. Ooh, nice one, Van Island Beauty. Well, I'm not drinking much anymore these days because I'm training again. Well, I was training before throughout the holidays, but let's be fair. Uncle Potsquatch cheated a little bit. He was drinking, he was eating unhealthy things, enjoying the chocolate, the baked goods, and bread, pasta, things like that. I am myself having a glass of wine for the show today because it helps me get into the mojo of doing our show. But again, we're watching our intake there. See, there we go. See, Monorail's on board with that. They bake theirs. It's good. I'll put it to you this way, Stone Gamer, in response to Dink Dink. Much bigger, much more well-known peoples have tried to come at me, and no one can. It's like, man, what are y'all doing? Like, dude, just don't do it. Save yourself the pain. Every time someone has ever come at us on YouTube, it has only made me more popular. It's only boosted my ratings. It's only given us more relevance. So it's like, hey, haters are gonna hate away, but don't come at me, because then oh shit, then I might even pay attention to you for a brief moment, and that's not gonna be good for you. Never ends well. That's right, the ladies' man, baby. That's right. You should ask Miss Potsquatch. You know what I'm saying? I know what's happening. Well, I'm glad everybody's doing better, Jeremiah Sanchez, in terms of the COVID, man. That shit, the Omicron one with the the little cold bug addition to it to make it more spreadable is definitely flying its way through Canada right now. The funny thing is, it's like, I haven't had COVID this whole time. Let's be fair. I mean, I don't necessarily go out a lot. I work from home a lot of it, but it's like I do go out. I go to the grocery store, the liquor store, occasionally go to the bar and stuff. I see people. I even see people that are unvaccinated. I'm just joking. And I haven't caught it, but my joke is on that one. It's like I don't think the COVID can live in Uncle Potsquatch's body. I just don't think it can. It has tried. I'm sure it's tried, and it's just like, oh, can't have it. But anyway, moving on. What's up, Mario UFO? Happy New Year to you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Hey, much love back to you, Family Trees Grow Coast. Yeah, I like tables. I like having my plants raised up a bit, typically, if I can get away with it, and keep them smaller on the smaller side. And for this space, one of the things I've been wanting to do is buy folding tables. But, as some of you may be aware, like stuff in Canada typically costs a lot. Maybe not as much as some countries, but like when I talk to a lot of the American Potsquatches, and then I tell them what things cost here, they get scared. They're like, whoa, what? I'm like, yeah, it's real. Struggle's real, man. So I didn't want to go pop $150 for like a folding plastic table. But I managed to find some on sale at the local Rona for about $54.95 plus tax. So, all said and done, it was about $183, $184 to get 3 6-foot tables. They're about 2.5, 2 and a bit feet wide. And they're perfect. They're folding. They're strong. They're not overly heavy though, so they make them where you can shift them kind of in your grow space and work with it. So I got a good deal on those. So I was finally, able to get my hands on a good deal on some tables, and I was into that. You know what I'm saying? Van Island Beauty's like, very nice. It's alright. It's very nice. All right. Hey, what's up, DOH? Cheers back to you, buddy. I hope you're having a beautiful New Year so far, my friend. Mike Lowry says, I'm growing white widow autos. In the 8th week of growth, I have hairs but no buds. And whoa. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, now the question is, in terms of your pistil development, how many pistils are we having? Like, are we having like a lot of pistils? Or are you saying like you just got the odd pistil here or there? One thing that I'm noticing that is more and more common in the last number of years in terms of people who are selling autos. I do autos because nobody properly stabilizes anything. And they're like, oh man, they're like, it's half auto. It should be an auto. No! Go back and take Bio 10. It will teach you that genetics don't work that way. So, if you're fairly into it, I guess how big are the pots? I mean, they should be showing some development by now. That's just an honest truth. If they persist without really going into flower, I'm going to say you've got something that's been crossed the wrong way, unstabilized, and is more of a photo action there. So try switching to 12-12 and see if that helps, okay? Well, that's true. You know, it was funny, Miss K's garden, you know, when Greg initially was teaching me about my new training and everything like that, and I kept pushing Greg, and I was like, well, what kind of liquor is the healthiest? And Greg's like, liquor's not healthy. It's sugar. It's going to eat your muscles, Potsquatch. I know, but like if I were to drink, Greg, what is the healthiest? And I guess our final verdict was drinking red wine was, but... Hey, thank you very much, Chris V. It's coming together, man. We got all the transplants done. We're gonna clean up and tidy up first after the show today, and then I'm gonna be installing some AC. Hopefully, get it up off the ground. Hell yeah, Staggering Productions! Congratulations on that, my friend. The scary thing is, I'm pretty sure I'm immune to most things, Stone Gamer. I'm a bit of a freak of nature. For those who know me very well, know that that is an actual fact. Nothing here, just reading everybody. I'm almost caught up here now. I'm almost there, everybody. Hey, you know what? Trim jail, though, Mario. That's a good jail to be, you know, trapped in. Oh, yeah. Well, that's a big part of it, too, Cody Monco. I mean, even if you catch it after being vaccinated, it definitely is a vastly milder experience in terms of your system when it passes through you. That's just called science. What's up, WB Growers? What's happening? High five to you, my friend. What's up, Wonky Donkey? It's been a while, my friend. No, but see, my point is, Mario UFO, if at 8 weeks, he's only seeing pistils on an auto, he should have actual flower development. It should no longer just be pistils or having the odd pistil here or there. He should actually have buds by now. Even if they're just small little baby buds in the long run auto. So that's where I'm thinking there may be ruderalis in this, but you know, the genetics he got, the beans that he got are not a phenotype that have the auto flowering non-photo change requirement of the ruderalis present within their genetic makeup in terms of what's activated. Bear with me, everybody. I'm just trying to play catch up here. You know, they're looking not too bad, WB Growers. You're right. They're looking all right. They're looking all right. They're going to be better, though. You know, we've been photo stressing these plants a lot, and we stressed them out since the day they came out. Since the day they broke ground, I put a double squatch over them. I was like, you got to work to live, plants. And also, part of why I do the photo stress on that is it's kind of the one, we're adding in, so that if they survive our stress test, they're going to be better, faster, stronger, harder. But two, watching how they handle the stress is the first indicator where the plant's going to be able to begin to talk to us, and it's going to start showing us its personality, right? And that's part of it. That's part of the fun, you know what I'm saying? What's up, little nugs? How you doing? Well, thank you very much, little nugs. Hey, thank you very much, Robbie Perez. I really appreciate that. I love making my videos. Thank you very much, Fan Island Beauty. Yes, for those of you who are new to this channel, we are our own lighting brand. That's right, some of the most affordable professional grade tech around. I don't actually have an ability to share the links. I'm on a cell phone. So if any of our mods who are on here have the link to our lights, please share those. And if not, well, it's in the description of the about page of this channel. Thank you very much, Eugene Dolan. I'm feeling all right with it. What's thinking, everybody? I'm just playing catch up. Hey, I'm midnight. I'm stoked. You know what? I'm glad that just adjusting the pH a little bit and boom, everything was happy again for you. That makes me happy. Bear with me. Yeah. How far away are my lights right now? Right now, I think they're probably about 2.5 feet. I'm not going to drop the lights quite yet. I will go down to about probably 18 to 24 inches very soon. I'm just letting them come to terms with the transplant. I'm letting them to come to terms with the fact that I am cranking a lot of more light into the room right now. We're going to be, either today or tomorrow. Probably today. I'll just do it. I mean, there's a couple plants. I actually had a collapse on the back end of that one light in the back there. I didn't have it anchored properly when I was switching things up. So I was actually working on it, and this thing came down. So the left rack over here came down and landed on a couple of plants in the back. They were fine, funnily enough. They survived. We snapped one little branch off one, but they're a little stressed today, but they'll bounce back. They're tough ladies. I believe in them. Long story short, if you're working in drywall, one, either use an anchoring screw that folds out behind the drywall, or make sure you're in the stud properly. Pro tip. Bear with me, everybody. I'm just reading. I'm reading. I'm playing. I'm catching up. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, I never sent Roman the damn link. That's okay. Hey, there's DOA. Thank you, DOA. Thank you for sharing the link, buddy. I love it. I appreciate it, my friend. All right. So, hell, who wants to see some of the ladies? Should we get up close and personal and show you some of the ladies? I mean, if you're into that, we can do that. We'll show you my ladies. Oh, I know Miss K's garden, right? I mean, just look at me, right? I'm one in a million, baby. Sorry. Just playing. All right. So, and let's see if I can roll between these tables. All right, there we go. We're rolling shots. As you can see, there's still, the signs of damage that we've done to some of the leaves on the stress test of the photo periods, or the photo intensity. That was all done on purpose. We were watching what the plants were doing. But if you look, though, like we've got some great, like these ones here, these are orange Hindu cushes there. Like, look at the beautiful structure we've got going on. Move that leaf over a little bit. Here, 1 second here. There we go. But we've got some great natural branching happening. They're going to bush out naturally quite well. Some of the other ones that are doing really quite well are these K-Town Kush by Cheeses. I'm very impressed with their branching as well. I think some of them are over here somewhere. This is a K-Town, for example, by Cheese here. And just look at the crazy branching that's happening on this little baby here. So she's going to blow up. All right, give me a second here. Jeremiah Sanchez, Gazzer's doing well. He's just been busy, with, his family and all that jazz. But no, Gazzer's well. I talked to him the other day. But yeah, it's going really well. The branching is interesting, right? And it's interesting to me to watch sort of the subtle variations on some of these, the structures on some of these. Probably the ones that are doing the best in terms of general size is obviously the orange Hindu Kushes. These orange Hindu Kushes, the history on them and where they're coming from, those were sent to us by Gazzers. Those original genetics from Gazzers came from his friend 30 years ago who grabbed them over in Israel, and that's where he picked those up. So seeing that classic bush and that fast growth is great to see. What the hell's back there? I'm trying to remember what's back there. Is it K-Town by Cheese? I think it's the K-Town by Cheese down there, some of those too. So they've got some great branching happening over there. This little lady, a little shorter, but man, she's going to blow up. Man, she's going to be sexy. And then right here we got, this is a K-Town Kush. K-Town Kush. And then this is a Kaitungata crossed by White Russian. Probably similar to those. In the white pot back there, that's a Rockstar Kush that we got going there. Can't remember what that one is. Then over here, some of these Gazer's Madness, though, aka they're the K-Town Kush by AK-47s. Like, they're just really got some great structure naturally to them. Like, look at the branching on this. Look at the branching naturally on the Gazer's Madness. I mean, it's beautiful. Like, look at that. So exciting to see. You know, and they're going to naturally do their thing and blow the fuck up and make it quite sexy. You know what I'm saying? So, one second here, everybody. I'm just going to put the phone, yeah, back into the little tripod. There we go. All right. Oop, now let's see what I've missed. Miss K's Garden. All the pots here are about 3 gallons. The white one I'd probably peg at about 3.5 to 4 gallons. And then the rest are 2-gallon pots there. I would have loved to go in all threes, but I only had a certain amount of 3 gallons on hand. And so we're going with smaller pots this time. These are the smallest pots you've ever seen us typically finish anything in, ever in the history of the channel. Normally my rule of thumb is like, let's go 5 gallons. But we're doing some experiments. We're playing around, trying to keep them a little tinier, a little shorter this time. Plus, we're going to be going right into flower in a week. So the good thing about that is they're not going to fill up with roots by the time we do that. So we're going to be able to be just fine and getting away with that one. So, yeah. Right? I mean, you gotta love that Rockstar. I mean, obviously these are all regular seeds, right? So we could get some males in here. We're really hoping for one of these orange Hindu Kushes to go male. That's a personal craving for myself. I need to get a good orange Hindu Kush male. If we can get one of those coming out as a sexy male, then we're going to be firing up both tents, and I'm basically going to pop anything cushy I have. And we're going to do an F1 cross on all of it just for a general, seed production of getting the initial cross done that can then at a later date be used to stabilize out. Yes, Little Nugs, welcome, my friend. And yes, these are all from seed. So basically, yesterday was 2.5 weeks from breaking dirt. So these, like 2.5 weeks, 1 day then. But these are from seed, these ones. Yes, they are. Little Nugs, are they in cocoa? No, this isn't Pro Mix HP. Pro Mix HP does have some cocoa in it, but it is a soil. Yes, Little Nugs, we do have a Discord. If Soul Price was here, you could share the link to the Discord. Sadly, I don't have the ability when I'm on my cell phone doing it. Like, we normally do it through the set and through the computer, and we will be actually permanently doing it that way. Very soon, we're going to be going live on all social media platforms. Well, most of them anyway. So when we go live on YouTube, we're also going to be live on Instagram. When we're live on Instagram, we're also going to be live on Twitch. When we're live on Twitch, we're also going to be live on Facebook and at least 1 or 2 places. So we'll probably, on Facebook, have the live broadcasting to the Facebook group as well as to the Potsquatch page as well. But today I was really busy. I was working on a lot of shit. Late night last night, woke up and trained with Greg this morning. And then I was hitting the phones, sorting out the label issues. I'm not going to get into that, but let me put it to you this way. What seemingly has taken months for people to get right, I managed to get fixed in about 42 minutes. Not to toot my own horn, but yeah. Getting her done, bud. Nice one, Little Nugs. There's a couple of people actually in the Potsquatch Growers Army that likes to do their flood table style. I'm trying to remember who. Well, I'm blanking on that, but that happens. Yo, what's up? Return to the Mac. I'm doing well. Just having fun sitting in the lab here with the ladies, talking to everybody. Keeping it real. Damien Wiggle says, when I open my tent, it smells great, and with my filter going and the door closed, there's no smell in my basement. So I'm wondering, can I vent it right back in my other vent hole, or will that hurt the plants? I mean, if you're talking about pulling your carbon scrubber's exhaust and then tying it back in to utilize that air movement, yeah, that's totally fine. I run my carbon scrubbers ambiently. What does that mean? It means I don't pipe them into an exhaust. It means I run them ambiently in the room. Some people go, well, why do you run your carbon scrubber ambiently? Well, because one, it works better. Two, if you run a carbon scrubber ambiently, it actually lasts slightly longer. And you know, at the end of the day, that's just how I like to do it. You know, I don't need a bunch of exhaust coming out of anywhere where people can see it on my property and all that. It's none of their damn business, right? So, but yes, so long-winded way of saying, yes, you can. All right. So Little Nugs, we don't. Our partners do. You can buy parts via them. Sadly, if you go and buy parts, it's not going to do anything for our company in helping us. It's only the prefab rigs that we have a business agreement with our business partners on. You know, one day my hope is to actually buy Brett out and then take control of the everything. And at which point, yes. But if you buy a Squatch light and you want to buy a replacement part, you can do that. So we can sell you replacement parts for a previously bought thing. So you can go to our business partners and buy parts from them. But at the end of the day, that won't do anything to help us here keep doing what we are doing. And I mean, that's okay, totally cool. But just be aware of that, right? Because like a lot of people in the past have ordered parts thinking that I'm getting the money. And no, I'm not. So it has nothing to do with me when it comes to the part sales. But simply put, if you need to order some parts, shoot me an email. I'll talk to Brett for you. Yeah, so Boston Buds, I mean, that's our goal with this run is, you know, staying on top of them. With the tables, I can kind of shift them around a little bit, get better access in there, keeping them short. I'm flipping in a week. These are going to be flipped to flower in a week no matter what. So, you know, trying to keep it manageable. Probably one of the things I'm going to come do is I'm going to actually screw in a bunch of our big green stakes along these tables, and then kind of put some trellis line along the sides. Not a trellis. I don't like that scrog crap. I'm not a scrogger. I'm not into it. But a place where we can kind of keep it contained all to each table, so that when we go to move the table, we can easily move the table to get in and around and work. You know what I'm saying? Loki Wolf Whisperer. Are these F1 seeds? Some are not. So the K-Town Kush is not an F1. That has been stabilized out by Gazzers for a very long time. The crosses are all an F1 cross. So the K-Town by Cheese, the K-Town by AK-47, those are an F1. The Orange Hindu Kush is most certainly not an F1. It was stabilized out in Israel. Gazzer's friend stabilized it more. Then Gazzer stabilized it even more. No, that is a very stable genetic there. In terms of the Rockstar, couldn't tell you. That one was actually, funnily enough, a bag seed from a pound I picked up off a buddy. I figured I'd pop it just for the fuck of it. Why not? Gotta have some fun. The Kaitungata cross by Canadian White Russian would be an F1 cross. Kaitungata is a long-standing old-school Maori strain that the Maori peoples in New Zealand grow. It's an outdoor, it's a sativa. Canadian White Russian, you know, who knows how stable that version of Canadian White Russian was, but again, it is an F1 initial cross on those. The Alien Riffs are probably a Gen 6 or Gen 7. And that's assuming that they came from Vader at least a Gen 5, because they've been done out a couple gens since then. So, I mean, it depends. I mean, hey Vader at Ocean Grown, hey, how many times did you stabilize it there, buddy? I'm going to assume you did it at least 4, because if you didn't do it at least 4, well, you didn't stabilize it. It's kind of a bare minimum. Cube that bitch. So at the end of the day, you know, Hard to say, but the Alien Rift is at least, as long as Vader did at least 4 or 5 gens of stabilization on that, then it's at least a 6 or a 7. What's up, OG Thino? I'm doing well. How you doing? Van Island Beauty, you want fresh CO2. You do not need an air intake or a CO2 extraction to do well. How can I guarantee that I'm right on that? Every grow I've done on YouTube has never had CO2. Except for that one time I made that CO2 excretion unit for the video and I ran it for a little bit and I didn't even replace anything in it. Does CO2 intake or running an open air intake, which is a very popular style in particular parts of BC, so natural air intake systems here in BC are used predominantly more so on the coast. They don't work well here in the valley or anything because unless you're running some hardcore HEPA filtration on that, you're going to fuck yourself. Also, they also use it to also mitigate temperature. But so simply put, though, you can get by with just the CO2 on a small room that you're getting off. If you're worried about it, make an excretion unit or buy an exhale bottle or an exhale bag, or you can run a basic CO2 excretion unit as well. Grab yourself a CO2 tank, put some nozzles above your canopies. Maybe I do like on each 6-foot table, I do like a nozzle here, nozzle there, nozzle there. So 3 nozzles to a table, total of 9 nozzles, top mounted above with the lights. It does make a huge difference. Like a properly dialed in CO2 system, not only are your nugs going to be way denser and all of that, you're typically going to boost your yield about 20 to 30% doing that. But at the end of the day, my buds are rock hard when they come out. I have great yields, and I don't do that. So don't think at home that you need all of these toys to be successful. They're great. These toys are great. Don't get me wrong. They're wonderful to use, but they aren't necessarily required, okay? As I often say, there's 1,001 ways to get there, Okay, let's read here. Yeah, I don't do any of that, Van Island Daily. Not required. Yes, return Mac, having an exhaust is good, but I would say, though, that really, at the end of the day, how do you get by without having an exhaust in a tent? Well, it's quite simple. Lights on, open the tent a bit. It's not rocket science. Again, intake is important, exhaust is important, yes, on using on tents. I would say your exhaust on the tent, though, is more important in terms of mitigating your relative humidity as opposed to the air movement. I think in my humble 2 cents, a lot of people overthink or work too hard on the wrong things to focus on the wrong things that are actually less important in terms of their grow than things that are more important in my humble 2 cents anyway. Dirty or catfishing? I would happily do that. I was an underground cage fighter for 6 years. I fought 167 fights, okay? Never lost one. I would happily do that and probably have it done pretty quickly. My God, that little old angry man seems to really have a fucking wish to die, doesn't he? Oh, you're brave. I'll give him that. You got some balls there, buddy. Much, much bigger men than you have tried. It did not end well for them. And they were also a lot younger and in much better shape than you. But how pathetic is that poor little boy, that poor little old angry little boy little man child, fucking whining like, please pay attention to me, give me relevance, my show, my ratings are getting less, and while yours are still going up. Anyway, that's enough of that chuff. We can move on for now. Well, the generalized stabilization there, in terms of like an F1 or an initial Gen 1 cross, is just like, for example, let's say we've got Mother A and Father B, and we do an initial cross that way. That's our first generation of stabilization. There's a number of different ways to approach stabilization. What dictates on how do you do that? It's kind of what you're going for, right? So yes, you could do back crossing to an initial source, which is going to water down the one parent's lineage on a genetic. And if you're doing like a SAT indica hybrid and want it to be very heavily indica dominant, you will be watching out for indica dominant phenotypes, but then you can also be back crossing it back into that indica genetic. You see what I'm saying? But the F1 or the Gen 1 is a classic just first gen shit. All right, peace and love, Miss K. Have a good one, yo. Hey, may the work and the force be with you, little nugs. Right? I'd like to do that too, actually. And Kyle, like, I mean, it's aluminum legs on there, but if I could find some little lock-in wheels that would fit on them, that wouldn't add a huge profile to it, but that are still strong enough, you know, it would be handy. I'd like that. Some lock-in wheels on that would not be a bad thing. I would say, Stone Gamer, I agree with you. In my opinion, Gen 6 is kind of the most important level to get to call something truly stabilized or stable-ish. In the world of breeding, the bare minimum is a cube. 4 generations of stabilization is called cubing. It is the bare minimum requirement. But, like, again, bare minimum requirement in terms of stabilization. You know what I'm saying? I know, but I do a really good job at making my own CO2. Watch, I'll show you. See, I'm really good at it. I'm full of hot air. Good question. Mario UFO says, have I ever used a vape for dry herb? Yes, I have tried a lot of flower vapes over the years. In terms of a handheld unit, I am not sold on them. I think the ones that kind of seemed to work somewhat okay were way too expensive. And I don't really feel the need to vape weed like that. If I want to have an intense vaping experience, certain things don't go out of style. And I'm going to go use a Volcano. Do I have one? No. They're also too expensive. But so I've tried them. I'm trying to remember the names of the ones I've tried, actually. The PAX 3, or the PAX series ones. They're okay. But in my humble 2 cents, I'm not a big fan of mobile handheld vape units. Not a big fan of that, to be completely honest. Oh, well, that's the thing, Stone Gamer. I'm running well over that, so especially if I fire up these sidelights. Hey, but you know what? What I'll say, Loki Wolf Whisperer, is fucking up is actually one of the greatest things you can do as a grower. What does he mean by that? Well, the fact is, we learn more from our mistakes than we do from our successes. Making a mistake is where we truly learn. You learn more from a bad book or a bad movie than you do from a good book or a good movie. So at the end of the day, mistakes are our time to learn. Mistakes are the necessity of issue leading to invention, right? So again, it's all about how you perceive things and slice things. So, you know, that's why I always tell people, it doesn't matter how long you've been growing, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing anything. Mistakes can happen. You will make mistakes. I make mistakes. Growers who've been doing it even longer than I have make mistakes. So don't beat yourself up too much. Beat yourself up just enough to learn your lesson. It's often, for the more seasoned growers, you want to know what that mistake often is? We get lazy. True story. Jeremiah Sanchez, until our ability to afford the licensing to go legal for our genetics brands, this isn't available. Our genetics aren't available. They will be, though. The part of why these F1s all exist are to be further stabilized out and worked on, okay, for everybody, right? So, like, Gazzers is working really hard on cranking out as many F1s as he can right now. That's kind of where I'm at as well, is crank out as many F1s as I can, so that we have stuff. When we go legal, I want to have 3 or 4 lifetimes worth of stabilization to work on. I want to have so much shit To be fair, we're kind of already there, but that I won't even be able to complete all that work in my lifetime. You know what I'm saying? But that's part of setting ourselves up for success. Ooh, I like that, Roman. That sounds sexy. Loki Wolf Whisperer. I'm definitely going to do some topping on them. Realistically, I might do a little bit of knuckling before we flip. Or as many people classically like to call it, a super crop, where we, snap it and then it develops a little knuckle. I've always called that knuckling. Everyone I know has always called that knuckling in our world here in BC. Same shit, different name. Doesn't really matter. If I say potato or potato, same shit, really. But at the end of the day, those will definitely be things. Will I do any LST out, tying down? I'm not thinking I will this time, but that could change. Right now, I'm definitely going to do some topping. Definitely do some knuckling. Selective defoliation, I think, is actually one of the most beneficial things for especially smaller plants indoors that you can do in terms of controlling and directing the growth of your plant and where it's going to focus its energies. For now, those are all definite things that I'll do. Am I going to fuck around with anything else? I'm not. I haven't decided yet. Maybe. Bear with me, everybody. I'm just playing catch up. Stone Gamer, I remember when volcanoes first came out, were over $1,000. Funny thing is the old analog volcano actually works better than the digital. I got a buddy who's always been about the volcanoes, loves the volcanoes, owns many of them. They're his passion, they're his happy place. And I remember when they came out with the first digital volcano. We've been using the analog for years, and he was so excited about the digital volcano, and it died. His first analog volcano still works, though. Tells you something, right? What's up, Canadian Bacon? Sort of half the room's in 3 gallons, half the room's in 2, because I didn't have enough 3s on hand. I wholeheartedly concur with you, Roman Reckless. Exactly, Stone Gamer. The funny thing is, Jeremiah, is I've only got half the lights on here. Now, mind you, for this run, part of what my experiment is I'm going to see if I can get away with only firing up the ceiling-mounted double squatches. I'm going to leave the other ones on the walls potentially off. Because one of the things, too, with running the smaller pots, we've basically cut our soil cost down by almost a third. Normally it's like 2 or 3 bags or compressed bricks of Pro Mix for our runs. We've done this all for less than a compressed brick of Pro Mix. Running the 3 lights rather than the 6, and if we can still, get the same kind of weight, perfect, awesome. We just cut our light source power bill by 50%. We've also reduced the taxation of our AC, air movement, and other things by reducing the intensity of the room as well. So this run, I'm also playing with how can we dial it in and reduce operating and production costs. That's part of the fun I'm playing around with on this run as well. What's up, Aaron Bennett? I'm doing well. It has been a while. It's good to see you, my friend. I'm glad you were able to make it to the show. I might, Stone Gamer, but I don't know. I don't feel the need to really stop, And if I were to do a snap on these, well, I guess you're saying in half. So, I normally would do it at the halfway point, break it off into where I would identify kind of the least branched out part and then allow it to all come up. But no, these have such a nice natural bush structure to them. I don't think I'll actually do that this time. I think I'm just going to do some topping in terms of that, and then watch the natural branching itself and see what they do. Gotta have fun, you know what I'm saying? Hey, thank you very much. Wow, much love to you. Hashtag boom, baby. What's up, weed man? How you doing? Hey, it's fun to be playing with the weed titties, you know what I'm saying, Canadian Bacon? Well, dirty or catfishing, these are only basically 2.5 weeks old. Okay, so I've been leaving them because I wanted to see what they were doing. I'm doing this on purpose. I've been monitoring. These are all predominantly F1s. So what I'm doing right now is I'm watching the photo or phenos that we have naturally occurring. I'm also getting to know these genetics for the first time. I am also monitoring them via photo stress tests and seeing how they respond and what they reveal about themselves. Yes, I could do a bunch of different things, but I never do everything every time. I like to switch it up. But if you will notice, if you watch any of my grows, I change everything slightly or significantly every run. I like to play with stuff. And when new genetics come in that I'm working with, that are genetics that I will be working on and stabilizing in our company in the future, I'm not going to fuck with them too much initially because I want to see what they do. I want to see the story they have hidden within their genetics to tell me. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? Does it? You follow me? Oh, Weed Man, they're only 2.5 weeks old, so actually for their age, they're quite large. Nope, these are the finishing pots. We're going to be flipping these in a week. A lot of people are like, oh, they're teeth model flip. Watch what I turn these into. They're going to do great. We're going to do a little topping, and that'll probably be, for the most part, it before flip. Do some topping, that's it. Leave her alone. Maybe some knuckling, but that's it. And we're only going to veg them for a week. 1 week, and then these bitches get flipped. Just watch me. Just watch me turn it into monsters, baby. There's one person or two people that say that. It was the only lame comeback that the sad little minions of Dink Dink or the Grow Boss could come up with to come at me with. They're like, oh, he's being salty. No, I'm being real. You're being a little bitch who misrepresented everything. Go learn to grow, bud, and actually start growing and fucking come back at me. So that's just a very set group of people from a little channel from a very angry little man. That's all that is. Weed Man, my run turned out great last time, so I'm not really worried about it. I pulled a huge heavy weight. I pulled fucking quad buds off that. Dense as fuck, strong as fuck, huge resin yields in them in terms of rosin pressing. Beautiful terpene profile. So the last run went great. I don't know what you're talking about. The fact that we had the issues that we had and were able to still produce a quad was pretty good. It was pretty amazing. I was pretty happy with that. The only thing I found frustrating about the last run, realistically, was because since we were playing with thrips and trying to get them under control before we flipped, they got out of hand. They got way too big, and they got such a jungle in here that it was next to impossible to do a lot of maintenance on them. So we could only really do exterior maintenance and a bit of bottom lollipopping, and then some selective defoliation coming in through the top, right? So that was the only thing we really could do, and so that was frustrating, right? Like that I couldn't get his hands on with them. But regardless, I mean, so it'll be interesting. This will be definitely a different looking run for sure than the last one, though. I'll give you that. You know, 705 grower, you know, we'll get through this, man. Lockdown shit happens, right? We'll get through it. Barf Merkel, great question. Thank you for the love. I enjoy making the videos. So one, when we are using, okay, synthetic wild nutrients, okay, and we're growing indoors, and we're growing under high intensity discharge LEDs, and hell, HPS too. Yes, so CalMag is most certainly a very important thing to use. I will also share, though, that there is this weird idea that's kind of come about in the last number of years. Like it seems like everybody that I put some CalMag on it. It's like, you know, it reminds me of my big fat Greek wedding where the old dad, I put some Windex on it. CalMag is extremely important, yes. Is it a miracle cure? No. I mean, it's just one part. of overall plant nutrition that is, yes, important, but I mean, I wouldn't call it a cure-all the way some people seem to talk about it. I know some people only like to use it during veg. I'm not one of them. I actually use CalMag throughout flower myself. Some people will say, "Oh, well, it'll make your buds fluffy," and I'm like, "Well, I've never experienced that personally, and my buds are plenty hard, thank you." But I mean, different schools of thought, and I mean that's the thing. I mean, if we all grew everything the same way and thought the same way about stuff, everything would come out the same, and weed would be awfully fucking boring. And for such a diverse plant world and such a diverse strain world, then we as growers need to be diverse to honor what it truly is. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so CalMag, is it important? Hell yeah. Is it a cure-all? Fuck no. I hope that helps in terms of my slice of the cake on that one. 2.5 dirty ore catfishing. They broke ground. Yesterday would have been 2.5 weeks. So it's like 2.5 weeks and 1 day today, technically speaking. They broke ground 2.5 weeks ago, though. Well, the great thing is, dirty ore catfishing, about stemless wine glasses. I have a bad habit of, like, with my other finger, like, this is a normal wine glass, and then I kind of flex my hand on it inadvertently, and then I snap them in my hand. And then I hurt myself. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of stemless glasses myself. Oh yeah, I mean Stone Gamer. I mean I've done stupid things in tiny pots too over the years, just for fun too. Like sometimes it's fun to grab a really small container and see, like, let's see how big we can grow something. I'm trying to remember back now. I think it was the Platinum Cookies God Bud. And if I'm remembering correctly, there was a Platinum Cookies God Bud that we did in a really small container too, and it was about 6.5 feet tall. It was a sat, right? So it wasn't really bushy or thick in any way, but has some really big donkey dicks to it. Probably my favorite little small pot experiment over the years I did, though, is there was a Master Kush Northern Lights cross that I did years ago. And I only stabilized it out until about 3 generations, and then I lost the genetic. Long fucking story. Then I got married in my first marriage and lost all my genetics, and I had to start over again when I left her and came home, but back to Canada. But it was roughly, I think, about a 2.5. It was an old cat litter container that I used, and it was probably about 2-ish gallons to maybe 2.5 gallons. But only did high stress training on it. Did 0D full. Snapped the crap out of the top twice, and it had like 17 or 18 giant top coals. At 5.5 weeks, the top coals were like this, and it was amazing. And just the yield that I was able to get off this was astonishing. I mean, the rest of them were pretty good doing that. Like they all responded to that well. But there was this one super mother though that came out. This one super mother, and she was just this boss ass bitch, the likes of which you can have never seen. And also, I just remembered it was not the Platinum Cookies God Bud. What the plant I was thinking about, that was a 6.5 foot tall plant, and it was in a 1 gallon pot, and it was a Super Silver Lemon Haze that my sister Rachel gifted to me that year, and I would have been 20-ish when I did that one, and that would have been done at the apartment that I have when I was working as the Minister of Hospitality for Vancouver School of Theology way back when. Because I was thinking about it, I was like, I'm pretty sure I put that Platinum Cookies in a 5 gallon. So I'm like, what the hell did I do with it? And now I remember. So there we go. Hey, memories eventually come back to you. Hey, 705 grower, that whole channel is just a group of walking bullies, angry little people who dump crap on people. If you ever wanted to see an expose of the opposite of how one should act in terms of both being a YouTube content creator, in terms of a grower, in terms of a cannabis enthusiast, in terms of the cannabis community of nature by inherent spirit, that is a perfect expose to that one, okay? So, you know, plus, if they find out you're associated with me and like me, yeah, they're probably not going to be very nice to you. Shit happens, baby. Yeah, it happens, 705 grower. Don't even worry about it. Oh. Weed Man, all it was he took a couple clips of a video, completely misrepresented it, and then went on a diatribe for like an hour trying to shit talk me. And so I kind of went and reviewed what he said, and I made my own response. But you can go watch my response video, and you'll know exactly what happened. Put it this way: an angry little man who's an ignoramus, who doesn't even really grow, just runs a little hydro store, tried to come at Uncle Potsquatch because that's what he does. People in his group like to watch him go and try to shit talk people and shit on people, and that's kind of his thing. So, yeah, he tried to do that with me, and let's put it this way, it didn't work out too well for him. So, no, we're not giving him any advertisement. We're just talking about it. He asked the question in terms of the history, and I'm not going to hide the history from him. I'm happy to tell him what happened. Hey, much love down to Brooklyn. No sleep till Brooklyn. Woo! What's up, Green Gatlin? I hope you're doing well. All right, everybody. I think I missed the first part of your question, Barf Merkel, unless I... All these deleted messages are making it hard for me to see stuff. Oh, there it is. Dear sir, love your videos. Oh, haha, I did answer it. Okay, good. No worries, Barf. I'm glad I figured that out. Oh yeah, we're down in Canada there, bud. Roman, is all these deleted messages on purpose? And if they're on purpose, just kick the fucker out. If he's being a dick, just kick him out. Put him on timeout. All right, and just put a little weed man on the timeout. Maybe he'll smarten up and grow up. Who knows? I mean, at the end of the day, that's what a channel should be, everybody. A channel in general should be a safe place to learn, a safe place to... Oh, perfect, awesome. Thank you, Roman. A safe place for everybody to learn and to share with each other. We all are at different states, or stages, I should say, in terms of our growing knowledge and our growing ability. And if it is not a place where we people who have been doing it slightly longer than others can help the next generation or younger growers, then we have no business even being in the industry. Information should be free and shared. And it is our duty as growers, it is our duty as cannabis enthusiasts to help share and educate our fellow people. And especially if they're new, right? I've watched a lot of new people kind of come on certain, different social media. Like I've seen it in a lot of Facebook groups too, and that's one thing that's, I don't like, and someone who's new asks a question that's actually for a new grower or someone who's just learning about weed is actually a very valid question. Sure, we may have had someone ask this 1,000 times. Stop dumping crap on someone because it's the first time for them, Give them the chance to learn. If we don't take the time to help them learn, we're just reinforcing negative stigma associated with our industry. We already have enough people hating on us. We already have, world governments that still hate us. All social media hates us. World banks refuse to work with us unless we're worth millions of dollars. Stop hurting our own kind. The least we can do is help each other, No, right? I agree with you, Stone Gamer. And what tattoos are we talking about? Because I missed all those. Like, they got removed, and with my phone, it's being weird and letting me try to read it. So I have no idea what actually happened there. Not that we need to really pay attention to it, you know what I'm saying? What's up, Jawline? How you doing, man? How do you get rid of hay smell? Okay, Jawline, this is going to break your heart. You can't. Once the hay smell is there, it's there to stay. It is true that sometimes when you're drying your cannabis, it will lose a little bit of its smell for a little bit, and that will come back through the curing process. But I typically don't find that it smells like hay, though, when that has happened. So when that hardcore hay smell has set in, sadly, we've lost the terpenes, we've lost the flavonoids, and they're just gone. You can re-moisturize it, you can reinvigorate the moisture levels of flower, but bringing smell back once it's truly gone isn't possible. It's just a sad reality of it. So that's why it is so important that when we go into our flowering window, we take care of our plants so they can have the time to build the resins, build the terpenes and flavonoids that we are so desiring within the cannabis plant. It is so important that we adhere to detail in terms of drying and in terms of curing, so that we are preserving all of these beautiful terpenes and flavonoids we've worked so hard to create through our grow. And that's why I strongly stress to everybody when it comes to drying and curing. Like, why would you work so hard to do something right just to throw that all away at the end? And so, like, sometimes when people are looking at ways to dry quick or do this, it's like, dude, patience is a virtue when it comes to growing and producing cannabis. Good things come to those who wait. So, sadly, Jawline, you could try to, reintroduce some moisture to the flower. You may get a smidge of smell back. It could just be that, your smell's been reduced. It will come back in terms of the curing process. However, typically in my experience, once that hay smell, like that hay, it smells like hay, once that's there, that means that the terpenes and your flavonoids are now gone. You know what I'm saying? It's sad, but true. And I'm sorry to be the deliverer of bad news in that regard. But hey, I'm going to be real with you, baby. Bear with me, everybody. I'm just... Yeah, 705 was joking. That was a joke. Do not take that seriously, Jawline. Hey, thank you very much, Not Given. Thank you for tuning in for as you put it, forever. I love what we do here, and I love each and every one of you, and I value so much of what we've created all together here in terms of our community. I don't know if I've ever seen your name, or if I have, it's still fresh in my brain. So hey, Not Given, thank you for finally saying hello, man. I appreciate that. All right, I'm just playing catch up, everybody. Bear with me for a second. All right, I'm caught up. Okay, good. So I wasn't actually that far behind. I was a lot more caught up than I thought. Woohoo! I will say, I really got to get this sort of anchored shelf up high for this AC in here today. It's bloody warm. I got to, because it's freezing cold. I mean, it's not that cold. It's only minus 10 Celsius probably, or minus 12 Celsius outside right now. It's cold, but it's not that cold. But I mean, I got the upstairs house is quite drafty, so the wife is freezing. So we got the furnace cranking. It's like on the other side of this wall, and then you fire up a few the double squatches, and then we underground, so that retains heat, and it's fucking hot in here, man. I need to get that AC set up. Oh, Soul Price, the light falling was actually pretty interesting. Hey, that's awesome, Not Given. Well, Not Given, that's really cool, though. Thank you for saying hi, and it's like, it's rad to know that you're there, even though you don't really normally talk. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll tell you the story about my light falling, everybody. It was fucking hilarious. Here, let's switch the camera around. 1 second here. I gotta accidentally not turn off the phone. All right. So, who here can see at the end of that there? So right there, I had an anchor. I didn't have it properly in. So what I've done now is I've run one of our plant stakes through it. They're a little flexy, so we put in the middle support with the drywall anchor in the middle. So I saw it, it was kind of wiggling. I was like, it's not anchored properly. Well, we can attach these things and then we'll re-anchor that and get it done. The second I think that, as I was tying up, I was just finishing tying up the middle drywall anchor line there that's holding this little bow there, you know what I'm saying? And the whole stupid thing flipped out. So basically, the ratchet straps on that one end, they came right off. And then this whole thing came swinging down and slammed into the plants on the end of the table. Luckily, I was there working on it when it happened, so I kind of like half caught it. And so it did land on the plants, and I'm sitting there holding the stuff up, and so I'm sitting here trying to tie out the middle, like the middle line there real quick with one hand, and then I grabbed it, and then I managed to like get my hand through to pull off the power line, turn it off, and disconnect it so I could slide it out. And then I made sure I actually got that anchored into a proper joist, in which it is now, so we're good. So if you see how that little plant there's a little sad and sagging, that's from the fact that she had a hot double squatch rack fall on her, as did the other one next to her. The other one's bouncing back a lot better, but they'll be okay. They're tough ladies. They're tough ladies, man. They're very tough, okay? But it still sucked. But we didn't kill anything. The one that's a little saggy there, we knocked off one little branch that she had. Shit happens. She will be resilient. She'll come back stronger for it. But it was kind of one of those things where you're working on it. Like, oh, fuck, shit. You know. Anyway, it was quite amusing though when it happened. It was quite amusing, I'll tell you that. Well, I mean, at the time it was not as funny, but we can say that it is funny now. No, so one, mass whole grower right now. I'm not really drinking much. I am having a glass of wine for the show, because I do like having a little bit of a drink with the show. It helps my brain flow. But we're not drinking much right now. We're getting back in shape and training again to get back in fighting shape. So not really drinking much. Drastically changing our dietary things here. You know, I love how I'm speaking to myself in the third person, kind of. And so anyway. But yeah, so making some conscious decisions there. Obviously, once we get down to a base point of fitness, we can kind of drink a little bit more than we are. But you know, drinking like I used to all the time, as much as I love it, it's not necessarily the healthiest thing. I wasn't having any health issues. I just want to go beat the crap out of Jake Paul, and then start doing some actual exhibition fights if we can get them, as a way to raise money for the farm. So, you know, I'm not that old yet. Not that old yet. I still got some fight left in me, right? So we get back in shape. Greg A. Reed has been training us and helping us get back in shape. And yeah, man, you know, it's getting real, it's getting sexy. Andre 4000, could you please convert 40 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius for me? Yeah, so, that's a very valid point that I left out that time. And Roman's right. If you didn't get the chirps in the first place, it could be a genetic issue. Often, that's your main reason for it. Dietary stuff is part of it too, but dietary issues won't necessarily cause a bland smoke. That's more of a genetic thing. It's more in a positive sense in terms of our diet of our plants, right? Will help to accentuate the terpenes and flavonoids that are there, right? But you know, some genetics do come out with like next to no smell or taste. It's just really weird. But it's true. Like that does happen. Hey, thank you, Retarded Green Thumb. How you been, man? It's been a while, baby. How you doing? Good to see you. Hey, man, Ocean Grown, you know, I've even got some of their Alien Rift going down there. So, you know, hey, Vader seems to do some pretty good work out of there, right? So, you should be doing all right. What did you get from them? Yes. I'm going to build up off of what 705 Grower has said there. Okay, when we're drying, we're shooting for a 10 to 14 day drying window. That's our happy place. But we don't automatically assume that it's a day numbers thing. Just like we don't go, it's done at 8 weeks without checking it. We're shooting for that. That's why we harvest the whole plant. That's why we dry trim. That's why we leave a lot of the sugar on there in terms of the whole plant, leave it as a whole. We're trying to reduce the rate at which we can dry it. That's also why I like to keep a relative humidity around 55. But let's put it this way, 55 to 60 is totally fine. We don't want direct air movement on the plant, but we do want mild ambient air movement around the drying. Also, drying in cooler temperatures, if it is something that is an option for you, is very good. Also, too, because remember, the plants are still dying those first few days once you cut them down. They're not dead. Like, you don't cut them down, they're instantly dead. Like, the cells in the plant are slowly dying. The system's still alive for a number of days. So, actually, dropping the temperatures is actually elongating the length of the window of the cells of the plant staying alive. So that in and of itself is maximizing the final use and pushes the sugars and then compositions changing within the plant, which is going to maximize our flavonoids and our terpenes, et cetera, at the end. Again, don't just blindly dry and go, 14 days, it's done. No, the second you hit day 4 or 5, you should start checking. Every environment's different. Even if you know your relative humidity, even if you know your temperatures, at day 4 or 5, you should be bloody in there checking. No matter what, doesn't matter. How do we check? Well, we gently check our tops, and then we check our smalls. A common mistake made by many is your tops will feel dry. So you go to cut into it, and you realize it's not. And if you don't realize that, and you jar that, moldy weed. Funnily enough, the secondary smalls and smaller branches are one of the best indicators in terms of true that. So if your tops feel dry, and if you're getting a nice bit of a crack on your main stems, go check your small secondaries further up or down the plant when it was like this. Now it's up the plant, it's upside down, right? And if they don't feel cracky, etc., she's nowhere near done. So those secondary smalls and small branches are actually amazing indicators in terms of, is our plant dry properly or not yet? Hey, much love and take care back to you, OG Zito. What's up, Yeti Mountain Trading? Good evening to you, my friend. Exactly, Green Thumb. Yeah, it would have, but I didn't. But it was funny, though. It was definitely funny, Soul Price. I'm just playing catch up here, everybody. Yeah, so jawline, like typically, like I pull all my main fan leaves off. Like, I'm not worried about ripping every single bloody fan leaf off of it. Typically, in the last week, I like to do a pretty big pluck of my plants, especially if I have access to the plant's body to do it. That's causing the buds to tighten up and do their final push in terms of density. And then when I do harvest it down, I hang the whole plant up. I hang it on a hook or an anchor, whatever you got. Clean her up, pull off all those main fan leaves, and then boom, you hang to dry. Jay Bird, have I ever created feminized seeds? Yeah, once or twice just to try it. But at the same time, I'm against feminization. I'm against feminized beans. I believe they're a huge factor in terms of what's destroying the genetic integrity of the future of cannabis. So I'm not a fan of using colloidal silver to create a forced hound plant to make a feminized seed. I'm pro regular seeds. Fuck feminized seeds. We should not be using a Plan Z backup, save the genetic race plan of Mother Nature as a marketable thing. I mean, we shouldn't do it. It's destroying crap. So, yes, have I used it before? Yes. Have I done feminized beans before? A few times. Why? Just wanted to play around with it. But am I into it? No. Do I believe in it? No. I hope that makes sense. Hey, I'm glad your new soil recipes are working out well for you, Van Island. Hey, welcome back, buddy. It's been a while. I'm glad you're doing all right. The only thing I would say, Jeremiah, is you can leave some fan leaves on, but taking off the main fan leaves, in my humble 2 cents, is actually quite important because we don't want to leave too much organic mass on the plant to reduce generalized air movement around it. Then we're just asking for mold to bite us in the ass. So it's a balance between leaving shit on and taking it off, right? That's a big part of why you cut the whole plant down. Also, another reason why you cut the whole plant down is every stalk is filled with cannabinoids. So as it dries and dies, all those moistures or life juices of the plant are going to sink down into your buds. Another way to do a little final boost there, maximize what you work so hard to create. You know what I'm saying? How far behind am I? Bloody hell. Oh, yes. Andre 4000. Yes, I have definitely do that. Actually, about 4, 5, 6 degrees Celsius is actually my favorite temperature to dry in if I have the ability to get my temperatures down that low. I don't know. I disagree, Happy Grower. You know, I don't think anything we're saying is actually really that hard. I think what we're talking about is understanding the theory and approach to drawing to do it properly. And at least in my humble 2 cents. And at the end of the day, people try my weed and go, whoa. And I'm like, yeah, baby. Right? So. One second, everybody. I've got a feeling I'm like super behind. So I'm going to try to play really quick catch up. Bear with me. I'm almost there. What up, Grimmy? I personally like males when I'm wanting to breed with something. Yes, Staggering Productions. Green's Gatlin, 480 watts of cob lights. If you're actually pumping a true 480 watt through a set of cobs with a 2x4, you should, in theory, be all right. That's a decent amount of power to be pumping through a tent that size. Bear with me, everybody. I'm bloody trying to play catch up now. What's up, Splifftail? Dude, yeah. Hell yeah, Yeti Mountain Trading. Well, what are you growing right now? Jay Bird, I already answered that question. Soul price. Actually, someone was asking about the Discord earlier. Could you share the link, please? And also, for those of you who are new here, we are our own lighting brand. Check it out. Some of the most affordable professional grade tech around, and we're the only company that designs our lights to be easily fixable and even upgradable. Check it out. Squatch Lighting Systems brought to you by Soul Strip. So actually, Soul Prize, if you don't mind sharing that link for me too. We will be launching a new website, everybody, very soon called potsquatchsales.com. You'll be able to buy all of your swag items. And eventually we'll be offering garden supply on there as well. You're going to be able to buy all of your CBD products. So our new line of CBD products that will be coming out, well, the tincture that was briefly out before we took the website down and got everything started again. So we've got our broad spectrum CBD tincture. CBD gummies are launching. We're going to be launching 2 initial flavors, apple and grape. Why did we choose apple and grape? I like apple and grape. And again, right, we're starting small. Don't buy the cart before the horse. So we'll launch 2 flavors of gummies, and and those are a broad spectrum CBD gummy, very affordable. And then we're also launching something that originally was more of a joke, novelty item in my head, but I actually think will come to be in the short term the largest money making thing of our company. Arguably could be even a bigger moneymaker than anything else we do, even when we get the genetics going, even when we get cannabis going, because it turns out the business of it is huge. Over a $20 billion a year industry, and that is our beard oil line and men's beauty products, I guess you could call it line. We're launching our beard oil first. It's coming out in 2 cents to start. Cedarwood and whiskey, and what I actually am bringing it to market with this name. It's a custom scent made for just us. I call it Squatch Stank, and it's also called Squatch Stank. That's what it says, like Squatch Stank. I've tried a lot of different beard oils over the years. Hate most of them. either too heavy, they're filled with cheap crap filler, or they smell too much. Or ours have amazing scents, but subtle. They're not too heavy. There is 0 fillers. There's nothing but the best oils in there for your face. Also has broad spectrum CBD distillate, which is great for your skin health. Anyway. Stone Gamer, when we're at a place to release some new gummy flavors for sure, I'll definitely fuck it. I'll put peach as the next one. When we roll out another flavor, we'll do peach. We're doing grape and apple first, just because I like those flavors myself. But I do like the peaches. You know what I'm saying? Wait, what? Oh, did you mean Soul Price that you typed Discord link and then there we go. That was funny. Can you share the Discord link, Soul Price? Yeah, sure. Discord link. Soul Price? Oh, shit. Soul Price, that was classic. I loved it, buddy. I loved it. Yes, so we have lights with both the 301H chip and we have the 301B chip as well. So for example, these ones here on the racks, these are our 3050Rs. This is a dual spectrum, averaging out about 3700 Kelvin color. It is, if I'm remembering correctly, a 2700 spectrum chip with a 5000 or 5700, something. I can't remember off the top of my head. And then it's got some far reds in there too. This is what we call the 3050R strip, the X3 3050R. We also do technically have the 301H in strips, but we also have boards. We have 301H boards. I'm actually a huge fan of the 301H boards myself. I personally feel that, I don't know, far reds are less important really, but that's just me. These are powered by a Meanwell 480H, which means that they draw 605 watts at the wall at maximum power. Yeah, I love the 301H too. I've heard rumors of this new chip called the 301H Evo. I've only heard hearsay, and I've only found a couple of references to this hypothetical thing from Samsung. Haven't seen any in reality. I've even been talking to our suppliers. I'm even talking to my people at Samsung, and I'm trying to get my hands on just a few of them to test to see if they're really what they say they are. But there may be a next breakthrough eventually. But they're going to charge so much that even though we always make our lights the most affordable around, even we're going to have to charge a bunch of them if we get our hands even on them, because almost nobody can get them. And I don't even know if they actually exist. Like, all we've heard is hearsay and a couple of claims by Samsung. Well, Samsung often makes claims that aren't quite legitimate. So it's hard to say whether this 301H Evo is real. I'm still waiting for them to prove it to me. We'll see though. But hey, I'm happy with the 301H and the 301B dually for now, so. It's all good, 705 grower. I understand. We're not the only lighting company out there, baby. Try to remember what our amperage draw these puppies are. The amperage fluctuation will be different between what you run them on, as in, are you running a 120, you're running 240? So on a 120, you're going to be running a slightly higher bill. It's going to cost you slightly more to run them. And there is a subtle difference between the amperage draw on a 240 and a 120. It's cheaper to run shit on 240, simply put, everybody. So like, for example, these dedicated lines here, which I am going to rerun the line, so all the lights are being run off of these dedicated plugs. These are wired on a 240 split. So they're slightly cheaper for us to run. But put it to you this way. I've had 3 or 4 of these things stacked on one of these breakers just fine. You're pushing your amperage if you put 3 of them on a 15. You're pushing it. But it's doable. But how I did it mine is I did 4 dedicated 20 amp breakers wired at 240 into here. I didn't do it, by the way. My electrician did. Be very careful when playing with power at home, everybody. You can hurt yourself. Power is real. Oh yeah, no, there's some of these have got some right thick stocks on them. Here, I'll see if I can get you some close shots here. One second here. It's a little tight in here. Roughly about 5.5 amps, everybody. So that's why you can technically get away with putting 5 of them on a 15, but it's pushing it. Okay. So some of these have some really quite thick stalks. They're all the same age, different genetics though. So here's the orange Hindu Kush, beautifully thick. Look at the thickness on that baby there. Woo, mama. Nice thick stalk on this baby here too. Ooh, whoop. There we go. Ooh, mama. Here's my thumb to compare, I guess. All right. Some nice thick stalks on some of these ones there. Here we go. Right? Whew. Ooh, it's getting warm in here. Yes, they are sold price. Tell me about it. See, Roman, I've heard that the Evo's out, but I haven't heard of anyone who's been able to get them. One, and also they cost way too much. Like the Evo that has supposedly been released, and they say it's out. I don't know if it really is, because I haven't seen any. To my understanding, there's 1 or 2 people that I know who have been able to get a couple of them, and the only reason they have them is because Samsung did a custom run of them for them. And these things are not really affordable for market. They're not really chips that are going to be affordable for any of us to use. Put it to you this way, my competitors charge you a shitload more than we charge you, and our lights are just as good, if not better, for the chips that are currently on the market. I don't want to see what my competitors would charge you for the 301H Evo. I don't even want to see what I would have to charge you for the 301H Evo, but you know I'm going to charge you less than them. But I mean, at the end of the day, I've only actually heard rumors, and I got a couple of guys that I trust that do technically have a couple small batches of them, supposedly, and I trust them, but I haven't seen them in person, right? And they were done, though, on custom runs for Samsung for them personally. I don't believe the 301H Evo is really in a place where it's being mass produced to make it available, plus the cost factor of it. It will not be something utilized in lights for any time to come unless you got like $1 billion. So I love the concept of it, but I'm not going to go dump a shitload of money on parts when I can build a light that's affordable and cranks fucking weight and outperforms an HPS when you're charging way too much for it. All right. Well, my friends, my family, my Potsquatchers, it's been an amazing show today. I've really quite enjoyed spending my time with all of you today. So one, thank you for tuning into this show. Thank you for being part of the channel. Everybody, we have so much in store for you this year. Our new website launches, our new CBD line launches. We are going to be building content. We're going to be collabing with a lot of other big channels. We're working on a TV show. We have so many things in store that we're going to be trying to pull off and achieve for you in 2022. I finally have a realistic timeline. Our website should be launching by the end of the month. I had a great meeting with Denver Luna, our computer tech and owner of all the servers that is hosting all of our websites. And it should all be up and running by the end of the month. So that is something that's very exciting. I'm looking forward to that. We're also going to be going live on multiple streaming platforms now at all times when we go live. So we're going to be on Instagram. We're going to be on Twitch. We're going to be on Facebook. We're going to be on all that shit. Still on YouTube, obviously, but we're going to be on all the things. So it'll make it easier for you to tune into our content. Also, too, it'll be a bunch of new people on different platforms that'll come to join our community. So our community will grow, and it'll be awesome. I'm looking forward to that. We're going to start bringing people on the show, both industry people as well as people within our community. You're going to get to see some of the faces of Potsquatches at home around the world coming in. We're going to show how diverse a community we really are. And I'm really looking forward to that, to get to know all of you and get to share with everybody at home about that too. So that's something I'm really looking forward to. And yeah, it's going to be a good year, everybody. And just, again, I just want to wish the happiest of New Year's to each and every one of you. And I love you for you. I thank you so much. We've been around and on the internet for over half a decade. Here's to the next 50 years. And let's give them hell. Let's rock and roll and give them hell, buds. You know what I'm saying? And just know that I love you, each and every one of you. Check out our lighting systems. It's a great way to support us at this channel, and I stand by our equipment. You will not be disappointed. Everyone who's ever bought one has fucking loved it. And at the end of the day, our new CBD line is going to be affordable, reliable, and one of the best CBD lines on the market, and vastly more affordable than our competitors. And that's a guarantee. As well, once we get the genetics on there, same bloody thing. Vastly more affordable. I'm also excited for you all to try the beard oil. Coming to a beard near you. Anyway, everybody, I love you. I'm going to go. But I'll talk to you very soon. My friends, my family, remember, the true grower is the forever student. The true grower makes educated, stupid decisions. The true grower is not afraid to take risks. And also, the true grower is not a fucking asshole. You may be an ass, but not an asshole. Treat people with respect. Love yourselves. Love those around you. And remember, that small act of kindness to someone, even if it's just in passing, in your day-to-day, you don't think twice about it. That can change someone's day. And I think if we as the human goddamn race start thinking about stuff like that, world will be a lot better place pretty damn quickly. All right, everybody. I'll see you on Sunday. We'll also probably be releasing going into flower video in roughly a week on the ladies, so stay tuned for that. Well, dear mother, peace and love. I'll see you next time.